Happy Thanksgiving. I thought about making a video yesterday. I was hoping to do it last night after everything had calmed down, but then exhaustion set in. So it was our first Thanksgiving post abuse, and it was rough. It was really rough, but I think it was a success, and I say this for many reasons. First, I say it because we wound up having an amazing meal. We made two turkeys, sweet potato pie, uh, green beans. You all know how it goes. There's so much food you forget. And even though we didn't have guests this year, which was purposeful, we needed some time alone. We needed to figure out how is this all going to look now. Um, so we took the day and we did that. And of course, the original stress was about the food. Was the turkey going to be okay? Were we going to have enough for gravy? Were we going to have enough? But there was more. There was that underlying expectation throughout the day of that it was going to be good, that it was going to be better, that it was going to be something different. And yeah, I'm looking at the peace sign behind me and thinking, wow, the irony of that sign, since that was put up by who it was put up. It is always the symbol of irony. And I think that was a big part of our challenge yesterday. We are still in the house where basically our abuser destroyed our home, destroyed our mental health, and with absolutely no misgiving whatsoever about it. And trying to pick up is hard, especially because Thanksgiving was always wrought with a lot of stress and tension and the expectation. The expectation that everything should be perfect because it was his favorite holiday. Um, but invariably, he always blew it up. I mean, just by the end of the day, it was like, yeah, the food was great. The sweet potato pie with marshmallows was sugary. And somebody said 2 years ago they didn't like it that way, but they're still supposed to love it because he made it. It is that constant expectation leads to resentment. And you can't live up to the expectation, so it just becomes this awful. I think of a mouse in a maze, and they can't get out no matter how hard they try. And they're still trying to figure out, okay, if I go this way, then this will be the good result. And I talked a little about that in the last video because it becomes the way you handle life when you're an abuse victim. Every single thing in your life is so overthought in order to avoid a negative consequence, something bad happening, the bottom dropping out. So we walk on eggshells. And yesterday, we really didn't walk on eggshells, so there was lots of blow-ups. I didn't like the way you did that, so I'm going to blame you, and blah, 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 blah. And it is a continuation of the cycle, even without the main character there, and it's because of the patterns of behavior we've established. We're really lucky. We really are. We are so fortunate. We have gotten a lot of help from the kids' school, and the more I use my voice, the more I say, look, this is what's been going on. When this happened a couple of years ago, this is what was going on behind the scenes, and it may very well be why this happened in school and caused suspension. And I came clean a lot with the kids' school administrations these last couple of months. And because of that, because I've said I have to be honest and I have to be public and I have to own what's happened. And my partner we've been able to get some good services. I mean, really good services. Our school district here in Colorado Springs has provided my family with a family counselor who comes here to my home. And she is an angel. She's genuinely an angel. She met me at the mall a couple of days ago, and we sat talking for 2 hours. And it was like speaking to an old friend. She understood. And she's here to help my family. And I remember the first time I had gone through counseling while I was in my marriage. The abuser had said, "Why would you tell them this?" And it was something about my past that was honest, and of course, it didn't show me in the best light. These things rarely do, and they rarely do because we're supposed to be working honestly on making ourselves better, thinking clearer, and using our minds and our hearts and our bodies in such a way that is healthy and fulfilling and life affirming. And I believe in it. I believe in it wholeheartedly. So I said, well, that's why I told them. And immediately it was turned on me that it would or could be turned on me and used against me to get services later in life for a pre-existing condition, which is something we didn't even talk about then. But he did. He always thought about how someone would use something against someone else. And I don't know why it didn't trigger in me that, wow, really. There were those little glimmers that I had here and there that said, you might not want to tell him about that. Because I knew that it wouldn't end well, and it would be used against me, and that would become ammunition for something later. That was when I realized that I had not, once again, escaped that narcissistic relationship. I had actually wound up perpetuating it. And I had to own it. I had to own that I was actively seeking out these relationships in my life, one romantic relationship after another. And then I had to start seeing that it was happening in my friend and kid relationships too. And that can mess up a Thanksgiving.